What's up, guys? Been a while since I made a video. Jamie and I were going to do Vlogust, and we started off doing it, and then things just kind of got crazy. This is a hectic time of year. As we've mentioned before, her workplace is kind of seasonal, and it's touristy, and things get busy, and yeah, so Vlogust just didn't really work out. I did go spend 3 or 4 nights at a cabin with some buddies. I'm gonna put together some footage from that. That was a couple weeks ago. Gonna put some footage together from that. That was a really good time. But yeah, so sorry anybody who was kind of wondering what was up. And I know we said we were gonna do Vlogust. Try to angle this so the sun's not in your face as much as mine. Yeah, we were gonna do Vlogust, and then it just didn't pan out, but hey, just how it goes sometimes. I'm almost back in some shade here, guys. It's 7 o'clock, so the sun's starting to go down a little bit behind me. Yeah, but what have I been doing in August? Well, I've been pretty busy at work as well. My job is in sales for a manufacturing company, and of course, a lot of our sales are going to be around this time of year for work in the summer and the fall, because a lot of times the product that we sell is installed or utilized outdoors, so of course they're going to want to do that in the summer and fall months in most locations. So I've been pretty busy as well, but going for lots of walks. As you can tell, I'm walking right now, obviously. Going for lots of walks. I would have left off probably when I was really just starting to get into the running a bit, and I know that I had a couple of issues with my one ankle, because number one, I was using the wrong shoes, and number two, I just wasn't used to it at all. So, my ankle was a little bit sore, and I just couldn't get used to the running. Definitely getting better. Definitely feeling a lot stronger in my legs, and my cardio is definitely a lot better as well. Like, still not running a lot of distance, but I'm feeling good. I see posts from some of my just Facebook friends or other people that I know from YouTube who are posting about their Strava, and like getting up at 5 a.m. and doing a 5-mile run or some shit. Like, it's impressive, I gotta say. Like, it's not in any way demoralizing or what's the word I'm looking for? My brain's not working, guys. In any case, yeah, it's motivating. It's completely motivating, because I know that while other people have been doing these things, running and whatever, longer than I have, that's really the only advantage that they have, is just the experience and the training. So clearly there's no reason why I can't achieve those goals as well. So I'm keeping a positive frame of mind, and it's inspiration to see people like Chris, some plant-based runner, or Jay, get out there and run 5 or 8 miles and putting in good pace, putting in good time, and yeah, doing that. And I'm gonna do that. I will eventually be doing that. I don't know how long it'll take. It doesn't even matter. But I'm currently on a section of this trail that I walk very often, and my Strava I've set a couple of goals for myself. You know, very minimal goals. Just want to run a couple segments here and there and just basically try to get on the leaderboard, or like, you know, beat a time that I think is achievable for me. I don't want to try to break any records. There's no, you know, it's not what it's about for me. I just know that I want to train myself and get better, get healthier, and, you know, get the exercise. But this section of trail that I'm on right now, last week, I beat the goal that I had set for myself. It's only about a kilometer, I think. It might be a little bit under, but I just noticed another path branching off of here that I never noticed before. Cool. Probably because I'm always running by it. Anyway, this segment, I gave myself a goal of 5.5 minutes, and I ended up coming in at 4:37. So I beat my goal by almost a minute, and I'm actually 6th on the leaderboard for this particular segment, which is cool. I mean, not a whole lot of people have, you know, been here racing, and it's not like I live in a big area where there's been hundreds or thousands of attempts, but still, you know, I thought that was pretty cool, like having very minimal running experience, very minimal training, and being able to put up a decent time. No 3-minute kilometers or anything like that, like some of you crazy bastards, but still pretty good for me. So yeah, anyways, that's kind of just what I've been doing. I've been rambling for a long time, but I guess that's kind of how it goes when you haven't made a video in like 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm approaching the road. The main road is just up here. So I'm gonna call it quits for right now, and then I'm taking about 2 kilometers down the road, and then I get back on the tracks to head home. So I'll catch up with you then. All right, I'm back, obviously, as you can tell. Just walked up a pretty good hill. All right, a couple things on the horizon. These are just random things, guys. I got no point to this video, really. Just kind of an update and a what's up chat. But a couple things that are on the horizon are, I just realized that it is the beginning of September and I haven't seen or heard anything about Veg Fest this year in Halifax. So I'm starting to get a little bit concerned that maybe they're not having it this year. I'm pretty sure I would have seen something by now. So I have to check into that. If anybody fairly local, like in the Nova Scotia area, knows about whether or not Halifax Veg Fest is happening this year or has any information about it or whatever, let me know, please. I'm obviously going to look it up myself too, but yeah, it's just weird that I haven't seen anything about it. Kind of hoping that if they do have it, though, they have it. The first year was amazing. If you guys watched it, it was one of our earlier videos on Our Conscious Life from 2014, like September 27th or something like that. And, you know, it was a really cool time. Met Ashley, the vegan peach, and her husband Dave, and met Gene Bauer, which was really awesome, although I didn't actually know who Gene Bauer was at the time, so I just thought he was some random guy. Probably a good thing. I might have fanboyed just a little bit, but yeah, Gene's obviously a cool guy. Yeah, but it was in like a small venue, and tickets sold out really fast, but it was good. Like, it was crowded, but it wasn't ridiculous. Like, it wasn't actually a bad kind of busy, because it was a much more you know, intimate kind of setting, and it just kind of felt like everybody was there, you know, having a good time, like pretty closely packed, you know, smiling and chatting and meeting lots of people and stuff. And then last year, the second year, they had it in a much larger venue, which, I mean, makes sense given the fact that there was such a good response the first year, but it just wasn't laid out right, you know. It didn't have that same feel. It was in a little bit of a harder place to get to for parking and things, and it was just, I don't know, you walked in and it wasn't there, you know, you didn't feel it. It was laid out differently, and of course, yeah, like I said, it was bigger, but there was no, like, you know, central area really, like no center stage, it seemed, even though there was a little stage area set up. I don't know, it just didn't work. So hopefully they weren't discouraged and decided not to do it this year, but I guess we'll see. Second thing that's on the horizon, just saw this last night, popped up on my Facebook feed, one of my friends shared it. This is really exciting for me because I'm a fan of both these bands, Our Lady Peace and I Mother Earth, coming to Halifax in November. And when I say I'm a fan of these bands, I'm talking like, you know, the 90s version of these bands. I really don't know any or new Our Lady Peace or like what they've been doing for the last few years. I owned their CDs up until Healthy and Paranoid Times. I think that was like mid 2000s or something. And you know, it was alright. It was still like a newer style for them. Obviously they mellowed out a lot when Rain married Chantel, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I Mother Earth was always a fan of them. You know, they're pretty local. They're from New Brunswick, as far as I know. I believe they're from New Brunswick, from like the Moncton area. And man, their stuff in the 90s, like they were fairly well known, but they weren't as well known as like some other bands of the time. And most people nowadays probably don't know who they are, you know, unless you like were a fan of them back in the 90s like I was. And sorry if it's a little windy, guys. It did just pick up, but I'm gonna finish talking anyway. But they really are very talented. Like, everybody in the band has a lot of talent. And yeah, I just got that, you know, 90s sound. But the most exciting thing for me is that the original lead singer, Edwin, he's actually going to be with the band when they come in November. So it's kind of a must, because if anybody knows them and know when Edwin kind of left the band and he did his song there all live or whatever, and yeah, it was good or whatever. And then the new guy who took over, good vocalist, got some great songs, I enjoyed it, but it was never quite the same without Edwin. So I'm excited to see that they're back reunited and playing together again. So, although it does make me wonder what happened to the other guy whose name I can't remember. He's a good musician too, but anyway, definitely talk about that for long enough. So I got a good concert to go to in November, reminiscent of my teenage years. I'm really pumped, going with a buddy of mine who hopefully is going to be able to get the day off and drive us and do all that good stuff. But we're going to make it happen anyway. So Joey, if you're watching this, we're going to make it happen, okay? We are going to make it happen. All right. I think that's called the Sullivan nod. When you positively affirm something by saying, yes, that's great, or, you know, like subliminal. But anyway, that's what's new with me. I know this is a really, really random video, but in the interest of time, I will cut it off here very soon. Thanks for catching up with me, guys. Thanks for the people who have asked me, hey, where you been? You know, I miss your videos. Sorry, I just didn't pan out with the Vlogust thing. You know, life happens. I wish that I could live in a way that life didn't happen quite as it does, that I could just do YouTube all day, every day, and maybe someday that will be a reality. But for right now, it is what it is, and I have to go to work 40 hours a week. But I'm not complaining, because I actually do like my job. So, all right. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Have a good one.